Continuing coverage of the Hurricanes Parade of Champions, an estimated 150,000 fans packed the streets of downtown to cheer on the players after their first Stanley Cup win in 20 years. And some of those players had some things to say themselves, too. Spectrum News 1 reporter Sydney McCoy was there and heard from them firsthand. Sydney, it looked awesome. Tell us more.
Well, Arin, let me tell you, just a few hours ago, Fayetteville Street behind me, as well as downtown Raleigh, was packed with Caniacs. First, we saw the parade come through, and let me tell you, it was electric. It felt just like a sold-out Lenovo Center here. There were so many different floats that came by, including Lord Stanley we saw as well. Stormy, the players were popping champagne bottles. Rod Rendemore, past alum from the Carolina Hurricanes, all led up to City Plaza, where we got to hear from the Stanley Cup champions. And let me tell you, they were so excited to share it with the city, but they also really wanted to say a big thank you to the fans.
Put a team out there that you guys can be proud of. That was the goal. Whether we win or lose, we're going to make sure you're proud of us. And I promise you, I know, because of what's happened right here, you guys are proud of these guys. We want to enjoy it. These guys are enjoying it right now, but I promise you we're going to try to do it again. So thank you very much.
Exactly what Riley said. What a team. What a team we had. It was everyone. We needed everyone that whole ride.
And of course, as you heard right there, there was a promise that the Stanley Cup would return, hopefully in just the near future. But for now, the Cup is actually going to leave very soon. It's going to head out to the NHL draft. Then it will be fixed up from all of the excitement, maybe has some dings in it a little bit. All of the 52 names are going to be engraved. And then next month, it'll start being passed around to all of the players for them to have their day with the Cup. If it starts in Raleigh, for example, it'll move it a zigzag across the country, and then it will go all over the world. So, Arin, this is just really exciting for these players. I mean, to have that moment, but also for the city that's been waiting 20 years to see the Cup return.
Sydney, sounds incredible. You weren't kidding. It looked packed just watching that video. Now, I know you've been out there basically all day. And actually, in one of your live hits I saw behind you, somebody was holding up a homemade Stanley Cup, which looked so fun, so awesome. Was there anything that happened that you specifically thought was really cool, really unique?
Yeah, I think I have had the opportunity to meet so many different Caniacs over the past few weeks, and some of them made cups, as you mentioned, but I think one of the most memorable moments was when they brought out the cinder block that all of the players unknowingly have been lifting at the end of each workout. And guess how much it weighs? The same as the Stanley Cup. So without them even knowing, they were practicing to hoist it over their head. So to see that in person and just how far they've come was really just the bow on top today.
I love that. It's meant to be, right? Thank you so much, Sydney. We appreciate you being out there all day and bringing this for us. Spectrum News 1 reporter David Ivey was also out there with the fans watching all of the joy unfold throughout the day. David, what was the atmosphere like during the parade for you?
Well, I can tell you it's very festive, and as you can see, the father of our country is still wearing his Canes garb even after the parade is over with. The parade itself was massive. It was wall-to-wall people, and with those tens of thousands of people out there, it was extremely loud. Now, before all that got started, had a chance to meet with a couple of Canes fans who found some creative ways to celebrate this big Stanley Cup victory. Ways that I gotta tell you are going to be very memorable for not just them, but for everybody that was here today. Everybody wanted to get a picture with Megan Collins. She transformed herself into the Stanley Cup. It's not every day you see someone dressed up like a championship trophy, but for this Hurricane season ticket holder, the celebration was like being on a mountaintop.
This is something we have waited for, our family, for such a long time. We are so excited. I will probably lose my voice today.
Not to be outdone, Eric Eckenrod made his own acrylic Stanley Cup using plywood and a design he drew out. He spent over 8 hours making it.
They want to come take pictures, and obviously they're like, does it weigh 35 pounds? And I'm like, well, no, I'm sorry, it's just wood. Thought about maybe putting a cinder block, somehow attached to it so we could all raise our own cinder block like, the players, but you know, they just want to come take a picture. So I'm like, this is the closest we're going to get to the cup.
1, 2, 3. You knew it was going to be a day for the history books when you saw the father of our country decked out in cane stuff. And the parade was both massive and with thousands of people raising their voices very loud. This whole day of celebration can be summed up very simply by the Stanley Cup lady.
Let's go Canes! Woo!
Yeah, what a day. What a day this has been. Now, you've heard the estimates that we're hearing, I think, from the Raleigh Police Department, that roughly about 150,000 people were out here for this event. And as you can imagine, a lot of fans are talking about a whole lot of different things. But one interesting conversation I heard from someone who was speculating, because of the success of the Hurricanes, maybe we might see another major league sport make its home here in North Carolina: baseball. Wouldn't that be interesting? Reporting live from Raleigh, I'm David Ivey for Spectrum News 1.
David, thank you so much for that story. It made me laugh. It made me smile. I love seeing all the fun things these fans do. It makes my day as a hockey fan. You know, for someone who wasn't there like me, I was living vicariously through you and your story. You were there though. Can you kind of describe the atmosphere, the feeling you got, you know, being able to cover something like this surrounded by 150,000 people?
Very happy, very excited. You know, a lot of times when you have celebrations like this, things for one reason or another happen. Didn't see any of that today. I saw smiles on everybody's faces, and I saw little kids out here with their parents, and I gotta tell you, everybody was kind of in the moment today, the festive moment, but I bet if we go a few years into the future, that's when the significance of what happened here today is going to really resonate with everybody.
David, it looks like you were there for some history. Thank you so much for that report. Now, if you missed Saturday's parade in person, we here at Spectrum News 1 have you covered. You can head over to our website for a full recap and photo gallery showcasing all the sights and celebrations of the day. That's on SpectrumLocalNews.com or available on the Spectrum News app. More news coming up on Spectrum News 1. A month after the decision to pull the plug on a major highway project, it could be getting a second chance. Coming up, we take a closer look at the debate and why it could have cities voicing their opposition paying a steep price. Good morning, and thanks so much for joining us today. It's Sunday, July 5th. We hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July holiday. Across the state, thousands of people came out to celebrate the holiday in downtown Raleigh. North Carolina's Department of Natural and Cultural Resources hosted the Capital 250 North Carolina Freedom Fest and showcased the rich culture and history of the state. It's a free event and had all you could think of: delicious food, historical reenactments, live music, interactive exhibits, and family-friendly activities surrounding the state capitol.
The fun, the camaraderie with all the older generations to bring it into the newer generations. And definitely we got a lot of food trucks out here and a lot of natural museum pieces that they're showing, and I think that's all history.
Organizers say the goal is to leave the community feeling a deeper appreciation for both the state's history and what it means to celebrate it. Folks in Charlotte listened to the Charlotte Symphony Orchestra and watched a fireworks show, and for the first time, a drone show. Spectrum News 1 reporter Melody Green spent the day at Truist Field talking to people about America's birthday.
Happy 4th of July!
Happy 4th of July!
The Stars and Stripes Spectacular at Truist Field in Charlotte had festive colors, live music, and the Charlotte Symphony Orchestra. America 250 means a little something different to everyone. For some, celebrating July 4th is about tradition.
Our parents, growing up, every 4th of July would have a cookout, and it's one of the best memories that we have. So since we don't have our parents anymore, we wanted to come out and just celebrate for old time's sake.
For others, it's about acknowledging how long the country's been around.
It's a huge milestone. It's definitely something to be celebrated, and so we're doing something a little better than fireworks in the neighborhood this year.
For many, the holiday represents a promise.
America 250 means 250 years of freedom, 250 years of making dreams come true, bringing people from all over the world who want to live a life of perseverance, of integrity, of realizing their dreams.
All different versions of celebrating here in Charlotte ended with fireworks and a drone show. Melody Green, Spectrum News 1.
The Charlotte Knights did not play last night like they sometimes do on the 4th, but they did play in Memphis against the Redbirds. And despite the heat, crowds once again packed the streets of Faith, North Carolina for the annual Independence Day Parade and Festival in Rowan County. This year marked the event's 80th year. Visitors we spoke to say Faith 4th is a long-standing tradition they love being a part of.
I just like the patriotism, and the parade is awesome, and then the food.
The Faith 4th first launched back in 1920 and became an annual tradition in 1946. It's considered one of the largest and longest running 4th of July celebrations in our state. Extreme heat is spreading across the country and has parked itself right over North Carolina. Medical experts warn the heat can be especially dangerous for vulnerable communities. And that's why organizations like the Durham Rescue Mission are stepping up to help people. Spectrum News 1 reporter Jatrissa Wooten shows us how they're providing a place to cool off during this weather.
People don't realize it, but hot weather is just as dangerous and sometimes even more dangerous than cold weather.
Operation Cool Shelter is now open at the Durham Rescue Mission. CEO Rob Tart says the program begins when summer temperatures become dangerous.
It gets predicted above 95 degrees, or it don't have to be 95, it's just got to be the heat index above 95, because that's the worst part. That heat index is the killer, really.
The mission is reaching out to Durham's homeless community, offering a safe place to escape the heat. People can come inside to cool off, drink water, eat a meal, shower, or wash their clothes.
We want to make sure they know they can come here and get some relief and get some air conditioning, get some water or some other fluids in them to make sure they got everything they need.
Tart says the mission serves people year-round, but during extreme heat, he says keeping people alive is the top priority.
This is the kind of weather that can kill somebody.
UNC Health Medical Director Dr. Ryan Lamb says people experiencing homelessness aren't the only ones at risk. He says anyone with chronic medical conditions can have a harder time adjusting to extreme heat, increasing the risk of heat exhaustion or heat stroke.
You can't do that for reasons if you have congestive heart failure, or it's harder to do fluid shifts because you have diabetes and your sugar isn't well controlled. If you have chronic renal failure, then it makes it much harder for your body to make those adjustments that you need.
Tart says many people avoid coming to the mission during the summer because they think they have to commit to their year-long program, but he says that's not the case. The Durham Rescue Mission is open 7 days a week, and anyone needing a place to cool off is welcome there. Dr. Lamb says if you're experiencing heat exhaustion, get out of the heat immediately and begin cooling down. If you develop confusion, a high fever, or symptoms affecting your brain, heart, or other organs, seek medical attention right away because those could be signs of heat stroke. Weather proved to be a challenge for some 4th of July events across the country. A severe thunderstorm forced an evacuation at the National Mall around 5 p.m. yesterday, causing a delay in those celebrations. And over the last couple of days, the heat wave forced organizers to change or cancel events in D.C. and along the entire East Coast.
4th of July is typically our busiest day of the year, where we run 500 to 600 calls a day. I think we're going to be over 1,000 this weekend.
Med and UNC Health tell Spectrum News they saw several heat-related illnesses in Raleigh yesterday.
This week, when folks are in the 90s, down the mountain are over 100 degrees, we're probably going to be mid to upper 70s up here.
As many parts of our state are getting hotter this week, people are looking for a way to cool off. Coming up on Spectrum News 1, a place that's known for those cool temperatures and big breezes. And here is a beautiful live look at Wilmington this morning, courtesy of Surf Checks. Whether you're headed to the mountains or to the beach, we are all just trying to cool off. Find out if some rain could bring that relief. Up next, your Weather on the One's forecast.